The diagram represents a surveyor's drawing of a triangular piece of property. AB is equal to 330 meters, AC is equal to 470 meters, and angle BAC is equal to 62.5 degrees. And so here we have this triangle, and our goal is to calculate to the nearest whole number the length of BC. And so here is BC. This is the side BC that we need to figure out the length of, but correct to the nearest whole number. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to label the side. We're going to label this triangle. We're going to call the missing side, we call that small a, and that's in light of the cosine rule, because in this is the cosine rule for finding the length, the missing length. And small a is equal to the missing length or the missing side. And so BC in this case is the missing side, so we call that small a. The angle that is opposite to the missing side, we call that capital A. And side B and side C are the other sides of the triangle, where B in this case is 330 meters and C in this case is 470 meters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. And so when we substitute, we have that B is equal to 330, C is equal to 470, B is equal to 330, C is equal to 470, and A is equal to 62.5 degrees. And so let's compute. We have 330 squared plus 470 squared, and that gives us 329,800. We have 2 times 330 times 470, and that gives us 310,200. And we have to multiply that by cosine of 62.5. Next, what we do is we have to subtract. So we have 329,800 minus 310,200 times cosine of 62.5. And that gives us 186,565.5802. Next, we take the square root of both sides, all right, of this equation. And so what ends up happening is the root and the square, or the root and the power, cancel out each other. So we get that A is equal to the square root of 18,000, the square root of 186,565.5802. And when we take the square root of this decimal number, we get A is equal to 431.93237992. So that's what A is equal to. But they want us to write our answer correct to the nearest whole number. And so that means that notice that we have to look at this number. This number is 9. And once the number is greater than 5, we can round up. So we add 1 to 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So A is equal to 432. And so that means that the length of BC, correct to the nearest whole number, is 432. Next, we have to figure out, okay, what correct to the nearest whole number, what is the angle? What is the size of angle ACB? What is the size of angle ACB? So this is A, C, and B. And so they want us to figure out what is this angle? What is the value of this missing angle? ACB. So ACB. So the angle that they actually want us to figure out, the missing angle, is actually this angle. All right. This is the missing angle right here. And we label the missing angle. We label the missing angle. As you can see, I already have the triangle label already. We label the missing angle. We label the missing angle capital A. And we do that in light of the cosine rule, because the cosine rule for finding the missing angles is given by the formula cosine of A is equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared all over 2BC, where capital A is the missing angle. Capital A is the angle that you're trying to find. And so we call the missing angle capital A, and the side that is opposite the missing angle, we call that small a. So small a is equal to 330. And B and C are the other sides of the triangle. So B is equal to 470 and C is equal to 432. And so we substitute our values. B is equal to 470. That's B is equal to 470. C is equal to 432. A is equal to 330. And B is equal to 470. And C is equal to 432. Next, after we substitute, we have to compute. So we have to figure out what is the numerical value of our numerator. So what does it equal to when we actually perform the operations? And so when we evaluate the top, we get 298,624. And when we multiply the numbers at the bottom, we get 406,080. And so we have cosine of A is equal to this fraction. Next, what we do is we take the cosine inverse of both sides, and we do that so that we can cancel out this cosine inverse with this cos, leaving us with just A. So we have that A is equal to cosine inverse of this fraction. Next, we say, what is cosine inverse of this fraction? Well, cosine inverse of this fraction is equal to 42.66047941. And so, but we have to write it correct to the nearest whole number. So let's round. Notice that this number is 6. And so since this number is 6, it's greater than 5. So we can round up. So we add 1 to 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So A is equal to 43 degrees. And so that means that the missing angle is that the missing angle, or the angle that we're trying to find, which is angle ACB, is equal to 43 degrees, and that's correct to the nearest whole number. Next, let's move on to figure out what is the area of the piece of property triangle ABC. So we have this triangle ABC, and our goal is to determine what is the area of this triangle. In order to figure out the area of this triangle, we're going to use this formula. And the formula says that area is equal to half AB times sine C. Again, area is equal to half AB times sine C, where A in this case is 330 meters, and B in this case is 470 meters, and C is equal to 62.5 degrees. And so we substitute our values. A is 330, B is 470, and C is equal to 62.5 degrees. Next, we say, okay, what is a half multiplied by 330 multiplied by 470? That gives us 77,550 multiplied by sine of 62.5. And when we multiply these two together, we get 68,787.69011. That's the area of the triangle. Now, they want us to write our answer correct to the nearest whole number. And so what does that mean? That means that we look at this number here is 6. That means that it's greater than 5. And so that means that we add 1 to 7, and 7 plus 1 is definitely 8. So the area of the triangle correct to the nearest whole number is 68,788 meters squared. And that's the answer to this question. So again, if you want to determine the area of this triangle, like we said, is 68,788 meters squared. And that's our answer correct to the nearest whole number. So the area of the piece of property, triangle ABC, is equal to 68,788 meters squared. And that is the final answer to this question.